Hello, welcome to Pure Blood Wolf Brothers. I'm Steve.
And I'm Bobby, and as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below.
Anyway, we have something going on in this world. This is back from October. This is something that cops get to see all the time. Maybe not to this extreme, but it happens.
Put it down! Put it down! Put it down! Hey, back up, you people! Hey, put it down!
He has a samurai sword.
Put that sword down! Put it down! Drop the sword! Drop the sword!
Drop the sword!
Drop the sword! Ma'am, stay right there.
We're gonna need an RA. You go and remember last week.
Where are you bleeding from? Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
Where's the wound at? Where you cut? Where you cut? Where
Here, somewhere in my body.
Put up, right?
Okay. And my daughter's in the...
Is she stabbed? Are you able to?
No, I told her to hide.
Are you able to put over?
What are your thoughts on that, Bobby?
If that's not an Asian guy, is that cultural appropriation for using a samurai sword? That's
Well,
what
I was
of.
thinking more along the lines of what's going on with every time there's a cop scenario. Yeah, we have the thing in Memphis that occurred, but cops always get a bad rap.
Mm-hmm. And when in your career would you ever think that you would have to say drop the sword? You know, that's insane.
Never. I mean, I know some cops, and I know some guys that have stopped being cops because of that kind of crazy stuff that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
One of my close buddies, he ends up getting shot at constantly. He stopped because he's got daughters at home, a wife to go home to.
Right. And that's what most people don't think about with cops. They think, oh, well, you chose this life, and that they're still people. They still got a life outside of their job. But it's sad.
The more crazy city life becomes, the more people are getting on drugs and all this other stuff. It ends up being a situation where people get crazy, cops have to deal with that crazy, they get stressed out, and their ability to
6.5 hours later,
the ability to tolerate your crazy becomes smaller and smaller for every incident that they have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. It's like when you're little and you're giving your mom crap, and she's like, my patience is running thin, and then you find out,
Yeah.
I like that, or that chart, that the more you around, the more you find out,
Yep.
That's exactly what the dude in the samurai sword did. He found out.
Oh, yeah, he did. So anyway, I just, people do not understand, I don't think, and I'm not saying all people, but people that want to go out there and protest and burn down everything. Hey, cops, not all of them are bad.
No, you'd probably be up for more of a challenge to find a bad cop. I'd say 95% of them are good.
I'd hope so.
Well, yeah, but that's not the way the left pushes things. They're the polar opposite, where they say, "Oh, 95% are bad," but you'll once in a while you'll run into a good cop.
Mm-hmm.
And things are the same wherever you are. Okay, when I was in high school, I would be going into a predominantly black neighborhood, driving at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I've gotten stopped by 2 black cops, and they asked if they could search my car. I told them no, because I didn't do anything wrong. So they had me sit there. They called in a warrant, and then they had another cop come up, had me sit on the curb with this girl that I was dropping off at her house that lived 1 block away. And they made us sit out there for over 45 minutes while they searched the car. They didn't find anything. And then they let me go. But when he pulled me over, he said there's only 2 things that white boys over here for, is to either buy drugs or sell drugs. And he was like, which one is it? I was like, dude, I'm dropping her off at home.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens everywhere you go. If you don't look like you belong in that neighborhood, or if they don't recognize you, they're going to stop you regardless of what color you are.
Sure.
But yeah, that just pisses me off when it's all one-sided.
So are you telling me you got racially profiled?
I was racially profiled. Man. But you know what?
Crime.
I didn't cry about it. I went on with my day.
No, but I mean, is what it is. It's,
Right.
Okay, now on a different matter, kind of going back into the situation here in California, or not here, but in California, doctor run over and then stabbed by man muttering about white privilege.
I didn't want anybody to think that we're in California, because I would never live in California. Sorry.
Yeah, my mistake. What was I thinking? This is the incident.
This video sucks.
It does. But I think that's all they had in the surveillance camera. Now, this is the doctor that was on the bike. He got thrown across the intersection.
Look at how far that is. That's the whole intersection he flew.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's a bad way to go.
And that would be why he died.
Yeah.
Well, on top of the fact that the guy ended up stabbing him.
Mm-hmm. Well, muttering things about white privilege.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, but
flip those roles. Flip those roles once, and see what kind of outrage you're going to get. The cities would already be burnt down.
Yeah, because you have. This is the doctor, the victim. And then this.
That's Booger Boy.
Yeah, this is the guy that was accused of the stabbing.
That's a sad story, man. Because he had what,
Doctor
2 kids,
has
right?
2 daughters at home.
Yeah.
2
kids, and he's got a wife too, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. That's sad. 2 kids lost a dad. All because the left pushes an agenda of hate and separation, with all the white privilege nonsense.
This guy got brainwashed.
Yeah, he did. And our condolences are with the family.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
we're not going to see any kind of uprising and protesting going on over this.
No.
Why? Because, well, the guy that did the crime, he's already in custody. Now, if he gets let off on this, you might see protesting.
Yeah, but
it is California, so I doubt it.
Yeah, but if anything, you would see actual protesting, not probably looting,
riots,
or anything of that nature. I mean, peaceful protesting. That's what the left calls that, right?
Yeah.
There's protesting like normal people do, and then there's peaceful protesting where you're breaking into buildings and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. That's something that the left needs to think about when they spew things like that on mainstream media and on the news. Things about white privilege and you're oppressed, and every white person out there is the oppressor. No, we're not. Sorry to tell you, we're not. But yeah, that's
go back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until Obama got into office, things racially across the country seem to be going pretty good. I mean, I remember back in high school,
Mhm.
I got along with pretty much everybody. And if I
Yeah.
had a problem with somebody, race was by far not the reason why.
No. Nope.
Um, it was just that whole thing. High
Mhm.
school, after high school, and just the guys I worked with, the guys I was around, the guys I hung out with. Race was never a factor. Didn't matter what they were,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And me and you both went to the same high school, about a decade apart from each other.
Hmm.
And the teachers, you could tell, and this is a public high school, don't forget, the teachers were pushing separation already. You know,
Hmm.
I was the only white kid in my world history class,
Hmm.
and it was a black world history teacher. Her name was Miss Miller. I don't care. I'm calling you out. Um, she was all about separation. Even on 4th of July, she would tell the kids not to celebrate it because that's a white man's holiday. She better not catch you at a barbecue or anything like that. But yeah, man, just things like that, things that go on in the public school system is just, it's sickening. And this is what kids listen to. And you know what? Up until I graduated, I thought Republicans were racist because that's what I was taught in school, you know? And then you get
Well,
out and you experience things for yourself and you're like, man, I was cheated out of an education, of a real education.
with what you're talking about, though, it kind of goes hand in hand with what was going on when I was in school with the education that was being taught, and
Hmm.
actually not so much the education itself, but just the message that was being dealt.
Hmm.
Um, Feminism, right? The girls that were in school, they were being pushed. Don't worry about relationships, the boyfriends, the families. Get your career first. Make sure that's in line.
Right.
Do the family down the road. Okay. Completely
Yeah.
lying to these girls on how they are going to be throughout their life.
And that was the uprising of that second wave of feminism. I think that was right around that time, wasn't it?
I'd say, yeah, kinda. I mean, you had feminism way at the beginning. What was that? The 40s,
I thought more like
40s.
the 50s, right?
Well, whatever that was. I
Yeah.
mean, that was
That was the
feminism
good
for,
feminism, you know.
right. That was something that everybody kind of would get behind.
Hmm.
Everybody gets equal rights. Blah blah blah. And it was a process to get to that point.
Yeah.
And then when they started, when feminism itself started destroying the nuclear family, that's when everything started really falling apart.
Right.
And then when you add on, let's attack race on top of
Hmm.
this, you're looking at chaos all over the place,
Yep. Yeah.
completely.
Everything to separate everybody, based on every aspect of your life. That's what
Hmm.
that's what they're there to do.
Well, we can kind of move on now to this other little article that is in the news. Unfortunately, another young athlete. This one was a 43-year-old tennis player in Las Vegas. He was in a tie-breaking match, ends up going down to one knee and collapsed. There were doctors there; they could not revive him. Heart would not start. So it just kind of goes with what we were talking about in one of our prior videos.
We can't talk about this, man. I told you. We can't. We got one strike. We can't.
Well,
It's about that. I
okay, we
almost
we
guarantee
we
it.
won't talk about that. We'll just, everybody needs to start questioning. They
Yeah.
really do,
Yeah, that you really do.
because this is going on way too often.
3 years ago, this would raise an eyebrow, of why younger people are suddenly having cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
You know, but now it's every day or every other day a famous person's dying, and that's not including your friends, your neighbors, your friends' friends, normal people. You don't hear about those people. You hear about famous people. Granted, I couldn't name one tennis player. So I don't know how famous they are, but
well,
name one. Name one.
So Serena
Time's
Williams.
up. Oh, dude, you can't go with the obvious one. And I think she retired or something, did she?
Well, wasn't she having kids or something?
Something like that. But dude, look, whatever. Tennis, whatever. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, you need a question. You really do.
Go see a doctor if you have questions about it. But make
I
sure
don't know.
your doctor is not.
Brainwashed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hate
That's
to
why.
say it. Doctors, medical field in America, it's been bought.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's all I think we're gonna speak on that.
Yeah.
Can't get two more. Otherwise, we're done. That's
You
it.
guys have a good night. Don't
Take it
forget
easy.
to
Like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Check us out on Rumble too. Woohoo!